Shout out, everybody, man. Welcome again. Coming to y'all like this. I'm traveling right now. Um, but nonetheless, the message goes on. Um, and we're gonna get into it. And get into things about you know, the after effects, coping with the after effects of a narcissistic situation. Before that, let me move this broom out the way. Speaking of brooms, uh, it looked like Boston and the Lakers gonna get swept. And I'm not talking about the dust off the floor either. You know, them Nuggets and them Heats really bringing it to y'all. I didn't think it was gonna be that way for the finals, but it is what it is. Anyway, yeah. So dealing with things and coping uh, after a narcissist is one of the biggest hurdles that a lot of people face, you know. And I think that trusting trusting becomes one of the most difficult things for most people after they've dealt with a narcissist type of situation. That trust, and how do I trust again? How do I manage to get back to being able to be okay with looking at people the same way once you've been awakened to how your experience was with the narcissist and getting this information? One of one of the things that happen, that can often happen, is people tend to generalize everything afterwards. They get a little bit of information. They don't know how to properly process the information that they've gotten. And this comes with guidance. You have to still have a certain amount of guidance, that is catered to yourself, that's not generalized, to get you through the situation that you're in, and to get your mind to where you're able to basically differentiate and decipher what is a threat from what is not a threat, right? Because to be on guard and tense and paranoid and thinking that everyone is possibly a narcissist is not the way you want to live. That's a lot of stress, tension. You're overworking your mind. And by doing that, you're not going to be able to fully enjoy life, just in general. But back to processing, everything that went on, that you went through. You have to be able to find that median, that ground of the individualized situation, right? And taking it from one situation at a time, right? If you found yourself constantly running into those same type of people, well, then at a certain point, in all fairness, you have to start looking at yourself and trying to figure out what it is that you need to change or enforce about yourself to stop producing the same results. I mean, it's just simple as that. Because after a while, we can point fingers in whatever direction we want. But if we if we look back and we think on our lives and we're like, wait a minute, I've always been around these type of people, encountered these type of people. Well, then there's a certain part of you that has normalized it and made it okay, that has accepted it. You've accepted it because you didn't understand, and it didn't seem like a problem. But once you become knowledgeable, you start to understand that these type of interactions are problematic and are not going to be good for you. Therefore, you know exactly, if you really, go within and you really look at it from all angles, you can see at that particular point that, okay, I need to stop being associated or dealing with or accepting certain types of people. And it really boils down to that, because most of this, if you find yourself constantly where you've always dealt with these type of individuals, most of this comes from at least being acceptant of those types of behaviors, people, etc. So once you stop accepting certain types, you gather different results as a result of that. You get a different outcome, and it's really that simple in a lot of ways. It's not like rocket science. A lot of these things that happen, that come down to why certain things go on and why you were subjected to certain things, is because of the type of company that you kept and belief system that you had while doing so. Because that's another thing that's going to have to change. You're going to have to change the way that you see things, that you think about things, and some of it, your belief system about certain things. You can't just give everyone the benefit of the doubt just cause. That's not going to benefit. That's not going to work. If that's how you've always been doing, and it's gotten to a point where it's been putting you in harm's way, then there's something that has to change. You have to stop giving everyone the benefit of the doubt. You have to find your own weaknesses. And you have to be very open and transparent with yourself to get a hold of this. Because listen, folks, once you do, that's half the battle. That's half the battle. You fix the problem, which means by default, a lot of the issues and stuff that you would have to worry about, that that produce those type of unwanted situations and stuff before in the past, will become non-existent to a large degree. Of course, there's still going to be some exceptions or whatnot, but on a percentage base, it'll be then greatly changed. And that's just what it is. If you don't look inside, if you don't do the individualized work, to a large degree, a lot of the same things will keep happening. And this is why some choose to just go hermit mode, or they just, they want to fall away. Listen, let me just say this too. To a large degree, when you acquire this type of knowledge, you're going to be put into a position where you have to maybe teach others who may have not known or don't have an understanding, or may be in the dark about things, but they want to change. They just don't know where to start or how. You may become that key, that token, that beam of light that person need to, transform themselves. And, this is, of course, making positive connections with people. Once you have knowledge, you automatically, whether you like it or not, you're thrown into a position or a role to have to potentially teach others. And that's what it's all about. It's about passing on that knowledge, teaching others who are willing and wanting to accept that knowledge, and you create more like minds, more purposed minds that are of the same likeness. And that's kind of like sometimes how it is when you move forward and deal with others, putting yourself in the same alignment with people who are trying to change, better themselves, so forth and so on, who are trying to become, the better version or the best version of themselves. So, yeah, that's kind of how it works and how it comes down to. So I wouldn't. The biggest hurdles to stay consistent with this particular message is, getting your mind, back in alignment with what is right for you, what you need to be doing, and understanding and stuff, to working on yourself. It's all going to come down to yourself, what you're building, generating, learning, creating for yourself to become the best version of what you need to be. And changing the landscape of what is familiar to you. A lot of times the things that's familiar puts you in a comfort zone. And when you're in a comfort zone, you become complacent. And when you become complacent, you tend to get into this zone of being stagnant. And the desire, the drive, the want leaves, right? And you can quickly become boring as well. So it's about, doing things and still staying relevant and changing enough things to get you to a point where you have enough confidence, because that's what's going to count at the end of the day, having that confidence. Once you have confidence and you're moving with confidence, man, confidence is a powerful thing. It's a very powerful energy. You heard confidence sells. So if you're dealing with, if you're operating off a very timid mindset and you're not confident enough, or do you have enough confidence to really get over the hurdles, to get over the hump of what you've experienced with a narcissist? Do you have enough courage? These are going to be some of the things you're going to have to ask yourself down the line, on your path to becoming the best or better version of yourself. And if you apply it properly, you'll definitely get over those hurdles. Anyway, that's all I have to say for this particular message. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. I got Nuggets in 5 in the finals. Until next time, y'all have a good one. anyone wanting a one-on-one, you know how to get a hold of me. Just click the link in the description box, book an appointment. Till next time, have a good one.